Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how you doing? So what we're going to be talking about right now are things that were sent in by you guys, okay? The first thing is an email from a community member. She said, I just read the ingredients list on Jell-O before stirring some up. She said, I am reaching out to you so maybe you can alert other viewers. I stay low key on all social platforms, so I don't read from a lot of content creators. But reading this ingredient information made me want to scream. I live alone, so my screaming would bother no one, save for my cats and my dog. It's called TCC's Adipic acid is a mildly toxic white crystalline compound, the C6 straight chain. Dicarboxylic dicarboxylic acid, okay, is slightly soluble in water and soluble in alcohol and acetone. Nearly all commercial adipic acid is produced from cyclohexane. These words. They put this stuff in food, but yet we can't even pronounce it. You know what I mean? Almost 90% of the adipic acid produced is used in the production of nylon 66. The nylon, which has a protein-like structure, is further produced into fibers for applications in carpeting, automobile tile cord, and clothing. Adipic acid is also used to manufacture plasticizers and lubricant components. Food-grade adipic acid is used as a gelling aid, an acidulant, and as a leavening and buffering agent. And other ingredients listed were not good either, but seriously, yeah. It's like how... Tell me, okay, because I'm not a scientist, so I don't... How does one make in this case, adipic acid, and that's ADIPIC acid. One is for carpets, and the other one is food grade. I don't think they do. I think they just say that it is because let's look that up. Okay, so without going into all the hoopla, in short, the industrial, which is for like the carpeting, the tires, and the whatnots, that version prioritizes cost-effective performance for manufacturing, while the food-grade version emphasizes safety and purity for edible uses. Both are the same compound, but the food version is essentially a refined, certified subset. So it's basically the same thing, like I said. But there are purity levels, regulatory compliance and manufacturing practices, impurity profiles, and safety and production scale and suppliers. So, but like I said, it's basically the same thing. They just emphasize safety and purity for the edible use one, the food grade one. Yeah. So I knew it. I knew it. Anyway, so here's another email from a community member. And she said, a long time ago, my uncle, who was a renter at the time, invited some boat people to live with him at his rented house. He went to work one day and returned to find that they had dug a fire pit in his living room. Okay, rewind. Through the concrete, the base of the, as in through the carpet, the subfloor, etc. Whoa! His landlord probably was not happy, who, like many veterans of the era, hated Asians to begin with. Good God, girl. Years later, I visited Australia in 2008 and in 2010. In the latter year, I stayed in my favorite Melbourne youth hostel. I was not expecting chocolates or niceties on my bed, but what was left? A few forms and brochures. Well, that's typical, isn't it? For the travelers. There were instructions for how to sign up for free Australian healthcare and other freebies. It was odd, but not as odd as something else that I encountered. The bathroom had shut up. Feces all over the wall. The toilet had overflowed up to an inch of deep of water, and there was diapers in the trash. Oh my God. Like we would say in the 80s, grody to the max. No kidding. This is not usually what one finds in the youth hostel system. I had never seen a baby or a child in any backpacker hotel of this nature. It seemed obvious to me that this hotel was being filled with people who do not know how to live in a Western country. It was probably some sort of UN program or something like it. In my opinion, it was one of the cushier backpack hotels and my favorite in the whole world, literally. There should be training programs and temporary supervision so these people can adjust without trial and error. Cheers. Yeah, but, but Australia, they're just as normal and clean like we are here in the US. You know what I mean? They're not like the Somalis, like how they come here and they're like, I don't know how to use a toilet. What do you mean? Excuse me. What do you mean you do not know how to use a toilet? You sit, you go, you clean yourself, you get up, you pull your pants back up, and you go. You know what I mean? What do you mean? You don't have amenities in your country. You do not have these luxuries of having a toilet. Okay. Do you not have basins or sinks? What about showers? What about tubs? Okay. Do you not bathe? It's like you come to the United States or any other country that has these hygiene protocols, pretty much. I mean, it's like even if you were to go to the UK, if you were to go to England, if you were to go to Italy, you bathe. You go to the bathroom on the toilet. What normal people do. You're going to sit here and tell me that you don't know how to go to the bathroom on a toilet and then wash your hands? I don't know if it's just out and out ignorance or what. But, all right. So this next email came in from a community member. And she said, think about this. On December 3rd, 15 vultures were found dead in a creek in Virginia. Bird flu is suspected. Yesterday or today, I'm not sure, she said 70 vultures were found dead on the grounds of a school, Amelia School. Bird flu did it again. She said, do you remember years ago when birds were dropping out of the sky, just dead, falling out of trees, dead, hundreds of, yeah. That was what, 4 years ago? 4 or 5 years ago, maybe not even that long. Yeah, I remember that. In Texas, Arkansas, and other states, bird flu. Flocks were flying across the sky and then suddenly fall dead to the ground. Every one of them. She said, I think most of them were crows. It happened for several months, bird flu, and then as suddenly as it happened, it stopped. And now only this time it's vultures. Makes you think you can eat some more food. But what vultures eat is what's already dead on the ground. You know what I mean? Like carcasses and whatnot. So it makes you think, what is the wildlife eating? And then the vultures eat it. And it's, you know what I mean? It's like what am I trying to say? Like like nature, you know what I mean? Like the vultures, they eat the carcasses, and you know what I'm saying? Like what are the animals before they perish? What did they eat that it's now affecting the vultures, and the vultures are passing away? You know what I mean? Something's not right. Something's definitely not right. Huh. Okay, so this is what I found because I wanted to know more before I spoke more. Um, because I thought, well, maybe the carcasses that the vultures were eating were affected by something. You know what I mean? But this is because vultures are not picky eaters. You know this, right? They circle and circle and then swoop down and eat, and then that's that. They have a very acidic stomach that kills most bacteria. Okay. And they are pretty much resilient to anything. But this new H5N1, okay, that's what they're calling it, is supposed to be like this game changer. And it's adapted to bypass the defenses of these vultures and their acidic stomachs. And it's causing rapid multi-organ failure, neurological symptoms like disorientation and seizures. So that's why the vultures are being affected now. There is no immunity at all whatsoever when it comes to this H5N1. And it's not just bad for the vultures whose populations are already fragile. Um, it's potentially spreading other diseases to mammals, foxes, bobcats, livestock. For us humans, the risk it remains very low. Um, but the clusters that we're seeing that are falling out of the sky or whatever when it comes to the vultures, the local wildlife agencies are trying to keep track of it. So that's what's happening right now with that. Yeah. Okay. I have some videos that were sent in by community members. All right. So I will leave you guys with those, and I will see you guys in the next one. All right. You stay safe. You stay positive. You keep prepping. And as always, fear less, and God bless. Ciao.
Americans across the country are grieving what happened in Washington, D.C. to the two National Guardsmen. Everybody is sad about it, except the Muslims who are celebrating in Dearborn, Michigan. He was celebrating the Muslim reaction in Arabic to the presence of the Guardsmen acting as police in Washington, D.C. They're celebrating. And this is a call to arms. This is a call to arms against you and me and everybody out there that wants to preserve our way of life. If you don't think it's here, you're just asleep at the wheel.
Yeah. You guys, if you value your privacy and you use Facebook, Instagram, or Gmail, you're going to want to watch this video and follow the instructions. So Meta, which is owned by Facebook, is going to start a new policy on December 16th that allows them to monitor and use all of your social media messages, direct messages, to help train their new AI programs. So that means not just your future messages, but all of your past history will be used to help train their AI. You can pretty much say goodbye to privacy. But here's the good news. You can actually fix that privacy right now. And I'm going to walk you through it. Now, Facebook makes this intentionally hard to do. So you're going to have to go onto a desktop computer to make this work. You are going to go to your Facebook page on a desktop. You are going to scroll over to your icon, scroll down to settings and privacies, and then you are going to want to go to Privacy Center. Once you click on Privacy Center, you are going to come to this page. On the left side of that page, you're going to see Other Policies and Articles. Click on that. That will pull down a drop menu, and you are going to pick the How Meta Uses Information for Generative AI Models and Features. Now, that is going to bring up this page, and you are going to want to click the Privacy and Generative AI button. Once you get to this page, you are going to look down here on the bottom where it says whether you use Meta products or not. Anyone can submit requests related to their personal information from third party being used to develop and improve AI at Meta. You're going to want to click this button right here, right below that. And that's going to take you to this next page. You're going to see this. You're going to click this little button right here. And that's going to make a drop-down form that you can fill out. Now, you're going to fill out this form. It's very simple. And then you're just going to hit send when you are done. You guys, Meta and Facebook are making this difficult to understand and to opt out of on purpose. They don't want you to understand how to do this because they want you to be complicit in them using your information. And if you don't opt out, you are telling Facebook that you consent to them using all of your information.
If you own one of these and have it outside your door on your home, you might think twice about leaving it there. And why do I say that? Because Amazon Ring just partnered with this company right here called Flock Security. And if you don't have any clue as to who Flock Security is, well, they are a police surveillance company. Well, to put it to you this way, anything that has video surveillance around your home, including your doorbell cam and your indoor cameras and your outdoor cameras, will all be connected to a major, large law enforcement network. So technically, that is no longer home security. That is now surveillance. Just keep it in mind if you do have a Ring doorbell security system. The Flock Security Partnership goes live beginning in November. And that's not the only partner Ring is going to be bringing on. Come December, they'll be partnering with Axion, a company that makes police body cameras. This might also include facial recognition on your devices. Add that all up and put it all together, you get this. Ring wants you to share your camera footage with police again. So keep this in the back of your mind. This is not some conspiracy theory that is being floated all around social media. This has been widely reported, but also keep this in the back of your mind. This is for entertainment purposes only. Entertainment purposes only until it is officially said and done. So I guess my question to you is, are you comfortable if this does come to fruition, where there'll be facial recognition and there will be the ability to read license plates and so on and so forth, and also the ability for law enforcement to use your cameras 24 hours a day to look at whatever they want to look at? That includes your guests, your family, your pets, anything that is moving around or going in and out of your home. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments. And as always, I'd love to hear from you. This is another important PSA for women out there. And if you're a woman, sit back because you're going to want to hear this. There is a new trend in human trafficking. And in this new case, what they're doing is they are now grooming and using children to approach women in parking lots. The tactic and decoy are very, very simple. They'll send a child in to you crying, screaming, "I want my mommy, I'm lost." And of course, someone is going to sit there and say, "Let me help." And what happens next is someone will pull up either in a van or a car and say, "Oh, there you are." And then they'll grab you and place you in the van or the car and kidnap you. Remember, these children are being groomed and trained to do this. Because once again, who's not going to stop and help a child in distress? One thing they're saying for you to do is if you encounter this or this happens to you in any way, shape, or form, immediately call the authorities. Just like anything else, human trafficking has evolved, and this is just another step in their game. So please keep your head on a swivel, be aware of your surroundings, get off of your phone, and pay very close attention. So just remember, contact the authorities immediately and stay safe out there.